Back at the Taradale intersection where a child was struck in a hit and run.
It was insane. And I'm sitting here going, how can this happen right after what just happened?
New video reveals more aggressive driving in the middle of a playground zone. Plus an incredible survival story.
Yeah, just like torpedoes, like boom.
A snowmobiler tumbles off a massive cliff in Revelstoke and walks away. And the Irish? And the wannabe Irish.
They just want to be Irish for a day and be hungover tomorrow.
We're taking in Calgary's St. Patrick's Day celebrations.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tara Nelson.
Hello and thank you for joining us. An intersection where a 12-year-old boy was hit last week in Taradale saw more aggressive driving just days later, and it was recorded by the boy's family. It comes as the city says collisions are actually fairly uncommon at that intersection, with none reported in nearly 2 decades. But those who live in the area insist more safety measures are needed. And a warning, some may find the video in this story disturbing. Tyson Fedor reports.
It's the after-school rush, and Taradale Drive in Tarrington Way in the northeast is busy.
Really bad. That's why I dropped my son right there, because it's too dangerous. Some people really driving very rash.
Dangerous for parent Sandeep Kaur, who says last week's hit and run here was just another close call. 12-year-old Bentley St. John was mowed down on his way to school in a marked crosswalk.
Thank you for those people who signed my cast and who really showed support.
Cars drove by as he rolled in the road, screaming. He broke his leg in 3 places.
We are likely to be seeing in this year the most dangerous year ever in Calgary's history to be a pedestrian, especially for Calgarian children, youth, our more vulnerable seniors.
On Sunday, St. John's uncle Gary Sinclair captured this video. One vehicle driving through the playground zone when another comes up behind and passes it. Police were called and are investigating.
As soon as he gets up to the intersection where he's got that little bit of space and there's no cars, he just flies around him like he's on the highway. How can this happen right after what just happened? Like, there was a child hit at this intersection and you're doing this?
A transportation data camera device attached to a light pole was also installed following the hit and run. However, the city says there have been no reported collisions here over the last 19 years.
Surprised and shocked in a way because, what I'm hearing from residents now post-event is it's very dangerous. This is happening more often.
Area Councillor Raj Dhaliwal says driving habits have become an issue and he will ask police for more area patrols.
This is nothing new. Taradale Drive is notorious for this.
Neither the driver nor the car involved in hitting St. John have been found.
Tyson joins us from Taradale Drive tonight. Tyson, the city says it will see if more traffic calming measures are needed here.
Well, Tara, along with Councillor Dhaliwal, the City of Calgary is hoping that police will step up enforcement here in this area as well. Now, that camera that was installed here at this intersection following that hit and run, that's going to track some data and information in this area, such as volume and the peak times of when traffic may be a bit busier, pedestrians are more likely to be on the road. That data is then going to be brought back to the city, and that's when the city will then look at potentially installing more safety measures that have already been included here, such as those speed bumps and those extended curbs. So maybe more measures will be put here in the future. Many people we've spoken to here in this community are suggesting things like those pedestrian lights that go overhead and have flashing lights as well to alert drivers that pedestrians may be in a crosswalk. Tara?
Yeah, okay, Tyson, thank you. It's an extreme backcountry event and it can have extreme consequences. An Alberta man is lucky to be alive after free falling over a cliff at a high-stakes snowmobiling competition in British Columbia.
Oh, what? Yeah. Oh my God.
Stunned snowmobilers and spectators captured the moment the sledder dropped hundreds of feet over that cliff. Eventually, he emerges into view, laying in the snow with his sled rolling down the steep terrain and coming to a stop. Riders raced to his aid. Miraculously, that man was back on his feet and appeared to be okay. Camilla DiGiuseppe joins us now. Camilla, this could easily have had a different outcome.
Oh, Tara, even those who are watching on believe their fellow rider was seriously hurt or wasn't going to survive that death-defying drop. This happened on Saturday at the Big Iron Shootout in Revelstoke. It's been a popular event with snowmobilers. Riders tackle steep chutes up the mountain terrain using high-powered sleds, followed by an extreme descent. In this case, it appeared something may have gone wrong after the sledder, who has been identified as Taylor Hoffman by others online, was rounding the top and heading back down and rode into some trees. While this extreme sport attracts backcountry thrill seekers, it's proven to be dangerous and deadly. In 2010, 2 people died and several were injured when sledders triggered an avalanche at the very same event, prompting a massive emergency response. Fortunately for Hoffman, he did not appear to have any serious injuries and was able to ride out on his damaged sled. Video posted online shows him talking about what happened moments after.
I just heard everyone's sled start. Everyone thinks I'm dead for sure. I started wiggling my toes. Yeah, just like torpedoes. Like, boom.
You didn't hit rock, right?
So you cleared everything.
How was that hit that pillow they're saying?
Well,
that video
looks like the video. Sure looks like you can something.
Unbelievable. Well, we have tried to reach out to Tyler Hoffman to ask about his experience, but we have yet to hear back from him. Tara?
Okay, Camilla, thank you. Calgarians are back in the green zone this St. Patrick's Day for water use. The city wants water consumption to remain below 500 million litres per day while repairs continue on the Bearspaw South Feeder main. On Sunday, demand spiked into the red zone with 504 million litres used. But yesterday, we dipped back below the threshold to 497 million. We have just under 3 weeks remaining of water restrictions. You may have noticed another jump in gas prices in Calgary today. We found some stations selling for $1.66 per litre. Prices have been moving higher since the start of the Iran war. On average, Alberta is still the cheapest province for gas, though. The price is closing in on $2 a litre in BC, and it is nearly as high in Atlantic Canada. The Canadian Real Estate Association says house prices have fallen across Canada, but is it enough to put home ownership within reach for the younger generation? Mortgage brokers we spoke to say yes, but Gen Z isn't so sure. Kevin Green reports.
Caitlin Quincy-Sandoval is studying nursing at Mount Royal University. When she graduates, she'd like to buy a home, but doesn't think it's actually in the cards.
The chances that you're going to be able to build up enough wealth during your youth to even make up for a down payment is, it's quite low,
She's not alone. A Royal Bank poll of Canadians found while 68% of Canadians dream of owning a home, 38% worry they'll never be able to afford it.
People don't even know where to begin. And I think it's very telling that people are so nervous about the financial circumstances, the economy, that they don't even have the initial conversation to see where they stand.
Meanwhile, the Canadian Real Estate Association says prices are down across the country.
We have a forecast that's calling for sort of a transition this year away from population growth driven hot markets in the prairies and in Quebec.
But it expects that to allow younger buyers into the market.
Our forecast is for first-time homebuyer demand to contribute disproportionately to the market this year.
Calgary-based Truman Homes aims to make that easier by turning many of its rental properties into purchases through rent-to-own offerings.
We are giving the opportunity for our renters to use the rent that they've accumulated over an at least 2-year term and to put that towards credits as a down payment at one of our Truman properties within the city.
The combination of dropping prices and innovative finance can put home ownership in reach, according to RBC.
As dire as some of the news is, as some of the stats are, there are opportunities in this market that were not possible 2 years ago.
But for students and others just starting out, the prices would have to fall a lot to overcome the current economic climate. Do you want to own a home one day?
I do want to own a home one day.
Well, you just think it might be hard to do?
Definitely, it's going to be quite difficult.
Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
Interest rates, of course, also play a big role in home purchasing decisions. The Bank of Canada will release its next quarterly update to those rates tomorrow morning.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
Luck isn't just in the air today, it's in the music, the food, the green-covered crowds as Calgarians enjoy St. Patrick's Day. Jacqueline Wilson is covering the celebrations at the Irish Cultural Society tonight. So, Jackie, what's happening down there?
Hi, Terry. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm ready for the celebrations here. I've got my green shirt on, my lucky laminated 4-leaf clover that I always keep in my wallet, and of course my Irish spirit. But you know, it's going to be quite the party here, and whether you're Irish or not Irish at all, there is something for everyone in this city today, including a party here at the Irish Cultural Society. The event started at 4 o'clock today, but you can see there is already a massive lineup to get into this event. It is a ticketed event. You can buy tickets at the door until they hit up capacity. So I suggest people come on down early. And this isn't the only event. There are people enjoying St. Patrick's Day across the city at lots of Irish pubs. The St. Patrick's Day celebration started early at James Joyce Pub on Stephen Avenue.
Well, we started here at noon. Guinness, Magners, we're on a Kilkenny now, so we'll probably run a bit of the gambit of the Irish beers here. Plan to stay till late in the evening.
If you're here, you know you're getting the perfect pint of Guinness. Bartender Ben Walsh just moved here from Ireland to Calgary 2 months ago.
Do your first pour up as far as the heart symbol on the pint glass, and then you let it set for 119.5 seconds, which is what Guinness recommend. But like I said, it varies where you are in the world. But once it's settled, you just top it up then, and then off you go.
Traditional Irish band Frayed Not will be on stage all day. And Irish dancers wowed the crowd. It's all a reminder of home for Walsh, who's impressed by our Irish spirit.
It's just a modern day drinking day. It's just a party day for everybody, especially people who aren't Irish. They just want to be Irish for a day.
Meanwhile, the Irish Cultural Society in Bowness is celebrating a milestone.
This is a huge day. This is our 40th anniversary year of the Irish Cultural Society. So it's a big year for us. It's our biggest day of the year. And everyone has a little bit of Irish in them, and we hope they all come out today to celebrate with us.
Brash is expecting hundreds of people to attend this year's event, which goes until midnight. There's 2 floors of live music, Irish dancing, choir performances, and a full menu of Irish food and drinks. Earlier in the day, the Irish Cultural Society choir sang to parishioners at St. Mary's Cathedral ahead of their St. Patrick's Day noon mass. So whether you're a lot, a little, or not Irish at all, Calgary's community wants you to celebrate with them in your own way, and everyone can use a little luck of the Irish. Jacqueline Wilson, CTV News, Calgary.
Well, let's take you back to a St. Patrick's Day many Calgarians would like to forget. 28 years ago today, the worst March snowstorm in a century hit our city. Parts of Calgary got 45 centimeters of snow. Cochrane got 60 centimeters, and Stoney Nakoda 80 centimeters on the nation there. The bus system ground to a halt, and St. Patrick's Day festivities were canceled. We don't have to worry about that tonight. It's beautiful out there, Gina. The snow's melting.
There's nothing that I can see when it comes to snow on the screen behind me here. We have a Chinook set up in place, and it's sticking around for a couple of days, and it helped drive our temperatures up into the mid-teens for this St. Patrick's Day. Managed to get to a high of 16 degrees, but you could notice the wind there gusting into the 50s, and that's what we're seeing on your wind speed contour here. So it's going to be a couple of days of warm but windy conditions. You can see the little Chinook arch there quite nicely. Over the next 24 hours, cooling nicely too, with a low of just 5 degrees tonight, so into the positives, and then we're right back into the mid-teens by tomorrow, Tara.
Thank you, Gina. Soccer legend David Beckham is in Fernie, BC, and he looks to be having a pretty terrific snowboarding trip. Beckham posted this video of himself on Instagram getting some fresh turns in at Island Lake Lodge. The backcountry cat skiing operation offers great powder skiing and relative seclusion. Joining Beckham on the trip is his son Romeo. David Beckham says every year he tries to spend 4 days in the mountains in Fernie. He calls it his favorite place to be. Beckham also says he was snowboarding much faster than it looked in that video. Canmore residents are concerned about another development proposal. This one offers luxury campings. We'll tell you why it's controversial. And Alberta potato producers are feeling pretty chipper tonight, pun intended. A new deal has been reached to send our spuds to Mexico. A train derailed after heavy rain triggered a mudslide in northern BC. CN Rail says it happened yesterday just south of Prince Rupert. A locomotive and several empty grain cars ran off the tracks. The accident comes as an atmospheric river pours down on parts of the province, causing a rainfall warning. The Court of King's Bench has struck down a proposal for a motorsports resort near Rosebud, northeast of Calgary. The court quashed Alberta government's approval of a plan to infill wetlands and build the Badlands Motorsports Resort. People living nearby fought against the $500 million proposal based on environmental concerns. The plan, first proposed nearly 20 years ago, called for several racetracks, a hotel, and a residential development. A new glamping site could be coming to Canmore. It's a more comfortable alternative to camping for tourists, but residents are pushing back against that development. Here's Tyler Barrow.
This area of Canmore could be a 74-unit camping site in the near future. The three-phase project known as Miners Camp would provide visitors with tents for a glamping experience. And even though it is only in the review stage by the town, residents are panning the idea.
I'm absolutely against this, as are a lot of people.
The site would be located in the Three Sisters area in between the Peaks and Homestead neighborhoods. The 9.7-hectare privately owned land is located within the Future Development District, which does allow for campground use. Staff would be present 24/7, while the proposal includes one open communal fireplace instead of open fire pits at each site. However, Campbell still worries for wildfire risks.
I have the fire concerns, the safety concerns, the noise concern, the pollution concern.
Other residents have issues too. Wendy Walker says a development of this size will impact wildlife's way of life in the area, while building a 74-unit camping site equates to a lot more congestion.
It's adding another 200 people to this small section of the valley, and it's just wrong.
She also wonders how that volume of people will impact Quarry Lake, a popular local swimming hole. She started a petition which has garnered nearly 2,000 signatures in opposition of the development.
This development just is not compatible. How can you put a campground in the middle of a residential neighborhood?
A sentiment shared by many in the area.
It just changes the reason people move to Peaks and move to homesteads. It's away from town.
The developer, Summit Projects, did acknowledge CTV's request for an interview, but we did not hear back by our deadline. So far, the town has received approximately 400 inquiries regarding Miners Camp. People have until Friday to provide their input on the development. Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Canmore.
And residents could know about the development's future quite soon. The application was completed February 18th. The town has 40 days to issue a decision or further extend the application's timeline.
This is CTV News, Calgary.
Gina's back with us now to look ahead to our 5-day forecast. It's pretty terrific.
Yeah, I mean, it already looks like spring out there, but I guess that season doesn't officially start till Friday, so we'll take this as a little preview. But we have to keep in mind with March weather, we get a couple of days of consistency and then it all starts to flip around. The consistency we'll be dealing with for the next couple of days here are the winds that you're seeing on the screen here, which are quite strong right now, but they're coming from a westerly direction that's bringing the warmth. So yes, it's gusty out there in Pincher Creek, gusts up to 78 kilometers an hour right now. Here in the city in the mid-40s. Lethbridge earlier today saw peak gusts of about 98 kilometers an hour right during that 1 o'clock hour this afternoon. For us in Calgary, our strongest winds were during the morning in the 9 o'clock hour there. Airport reporting gusts of 65 kilometers an hour. So not quite strong enough for us to be involved in this yellow level wind warning, but areas to the west of us and to the south are under it right now, with those gusts continuing to be anywhere from 90 to 100 kilometers an hour for the next few hours. The winds will subside in some areas overnight, but pick up right again by tomorrow. But the temperatures that we get from these westerlies are quite fantastic. 15 right now in the city. We managed to get to a high of 16 degrees today, getting us close to a previous temperature record set on this day back in 1885. 11 right now in Red Deer. Yeah, many areas in the mid-teens currently. Tomorrow's highs even warmer, to up to 17 degrees for us in Calgary. Same if you're joining us in Lethbridge. Radar satellite, though, showing that cloud coverage moving in, and on the windward side of the Rockies there, so to the west of us, precipitation moving in as well. So if you are joining us closer to those higher elevations, you will see some precipitation fall tonight in the form of rain and or snow. So certainly Banff seeing a good amount of precipitation overnight tonight and into the early morning hours. Cranbrook, the East Kootenay area, also dealing with precipitation for the next several days as well. Taking a look at your Action Furnace 5-day forecast here. Tomorrow, much of the same when it comes to those winds out of the west at 40 to 60 kilometers an hour, but we'll crank up the sunshine a little bit more. So that's going to help with that gorgeous high of 17 degrees. Same on Thursday, expected to be pretty breezy as well. While the first day of spring, a minor dip in the temperatures, but still benefiting with above seasonal conditions with a nice high of 11 for the first day of spring.
Thank you, Gina. Alberta's growing potato industry is celebrating a big win. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency has reached an agreement with Mexico to ship fresh potatoes there. As Nicole Weisberg reports, Alberta is the top potato producer in Canada, so our farmers stand to benefit.
This year marks 30 years for the Little Potato Company. The Edmonton-born business has grown exponentially in that time and may soon have another large market to venture into.
This is a really good step in the right direction.
Sanford Gleddy is referring to the newly announced agreement between the Canadian Food Inspection Agency and its Mexican counterpart to ship fresh potatoes to Mexico for the first time. Limited details have been released, but the Little Potato Company is already anticipating the work ahead.
Making the connections within the marketplace, getting the right partners, all the usual things, trying to show how our product might be different or fit a different need in that market compared to what's already available.
This PEI producer was part of the federal delegation that traveled to Mexico last fall to broker a deal.
We are told it is similar to what the U.S. people have, and with the exception that we will be entering by water on the Gulf side as compared to the U.S. potatoes going in by land from the northern border.
Ray Keenan says he expects it'll mainly be russet potatoes, a variety Mexico doesn't grow.
This market's very premature. It's got a ways to go yet to get developed.
Last year, Alberta was the largest potato producer in Canada, followed by Manitoba and Prince Edward Island. Still, with so many unknowns about the agreement, at this point, it is unclear how much Alberta producers will benefit.
We will have a significant cost to get product to the Mexican market.
For us, and I think for our country, the most important trading relationship we have is the United States. And that's not going to change.
Nicole Weisberg, CTV News, Edmonton.
President Trump is still looking for help from allies, but he is not getting much backup support in the Strait of Hormuz. On top of that, a resignation from a key member of his administration. And we'll visit a new bike hub dedicated to making two-wheel transportation more accessible for all. The U.S. president is still trying to persuade allies to send in reinforcements to secure the critical Strait of Hormuz. Donald Trump is justifying the U.S. and Israeli war in Iran as he faced his first public defection over the war. With more, here's Joy Malbon in Washington.
Thank you very much for being here.
Greeting the Irish Prime Minister in the Oval Office, President Donald Trump lashed out at NATO and U.S. allies for not joining the war against Iran.
I think NATO's making a very foolish mistake, and I've long said that, I wonder whether or not NATO would ever be there for us. So this was a great test, because we don't need them.
As his top counterterrorism official just quit publicly. A stinging resignation. Joe Kent posted on X he could not in good conscience support the war, saying Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation, and it is clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby. A shocking surprise among the president's loyal ranks, Kent openly questioned the president's judgment.
He was weak on security. It's a good thing that he's out, because he said that Iran was not a threat. Iran was a threat. Every country realized what a threat Iran was.
The president praised his Arab allies taking the brunt of it after most NATO nations bowed out. France's President Emmanuel Macron said, France did not choose this war. We are not taking part in it. And from Britain's Prime Minister,
we will not be drawn
into the wider war.
Trump wanted their help to safeguard the Strait of Hormuz, but it's risky. With tankers on fire, Iran has blocked the critical waterway for oil, sending gas prices soaring. Trump grumbled.
Everyone agrees with us, but they don't want to help. And we as the United States have to remember that because we think it's pretty shocking.
The president's pressure campaign on allies so far coming up empty. As for his timeline, Trump said the U.S. is not ready to leave Iran yet, but will in the near future. Joy Melvin, CTV News, Washington.
Iran kept up its drone strikes overnight. There was a wave of attacks targeting the U.S. embassy in Baghdad. At least 5 drones were used. Iran continues to target so-called enemy countries, though the tempo of those strikes has slowed. Today, Israel says it killed one of Iran's top leaders, Ari Larijani. He was last seen in public on Friday. He was seen as more of a pragmatist than a hardliner. Donald Trump made it clear today he will be, quote, doing something with Cuba very soon. It comes as nationwide blackouts have been racking the nation for months now, and the country's economy is under crippling U.S. sanctions. Patches of power are beginning to return to some hospitals and homes. The collapse has cut off running water to many people, and communications are spotty. Officials warned the crumbling power network could fail again as it continues to degrade. Well, we will head to Dublin next. We'll show you how St. Patrick's Day is being marked at that city's most famous pub. Welcome back. Spring is right around the corner, and today's weather likely has many cyclists just itching to get out there. There is a new facility in South Calgary where you can take your bike and tune it up yourself. It is called the Bike Hub. It also has a goal of helping Calgarians get a used bike for a reasonable price. Kevin Fleming reports.
Instead of a ribbon cutting, a bicycle chain was cut to celebrate the opening of the Bike Hub. It's a partnership that's been in the making for 5 years between Youth en Route and Bathtub Bikes.
We have 100 bikes that we take to schools to teach our programs, and so we're fixing them up all the time. So we needed a space to be able to do that. And we thought, well, what else does the Calgary market need? And it really needed a do-it-yourself bike shop.
Here stations are set up for members to sign out and use the tools they need to fix their bikes. Josh Miller is one of the volunteers and says when a bike is donated, he has to make sure it's safe to ride.
But it's not hard at all, and it just takes maybe a little bit of patience in the beginning. But it's very easy to figure out.
There is a large inventory of used bikes that are priced affordably. Kids' bikes are also in stock for a free program where parents can trade a small bike for a larger one as their child grows. Most used parts are priced at $10, and new parts are available as well.
We split everything 50-50. Youth en Route has a couple grants that they work with, but Bathtub Bikes is a for-profit business. But again, we are focused more on that community side of things, so we work it more as a social enterprise.
Georgia Holosson is a fan of any initiative that teaches people how to repair their own bicycles.
I'm already thinking about how can I volunteer for this space, because it's just good energy, and I think you can see that just from talking to people here. Even just for a few minutes, you get that vibe.
We want to get bikes in and out the door as soon as we can. We want people riding. Summer's coming, it's bike season. Let's get these bikes rehomed so that they can be used and loved.
The Bike Hub wants to remove any barriers families or individuals face to access affordable two-wheel transportation. Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
Now, the Hub also boasts Calgary's first adaptive trike shop for those needing 3 wheels. It's in partnership with Adaptive Bikes Canada. We have more information on the Bike Hub on our website. Okay, well, we showed you earlier how Calgarians are marking St. Patrick's Day. Let's go right to the source tonight. This was the crowd a few hours ago outside the famous Temple Bar in Dublin. This pub's 200 years old. It is well known worldwide for its massive whiskey selection and its live music. It is packed most nights, but things really spill out onto the street on St. Paddy's Day. And then, of course, the annual St. Patrick's Day Parade also wound its way through the streets of Dublin today, to the delight of thousands of people who lined up to watch.
I was telling you, Tara, earlier, I'm like, it's a Tuesday.
Yes.
And this is the turnout. Could you imagine? I mean, Ireland, they're going to show up no matter what.
Absolutely.
But it's been bumping here, too. People might be a little green for another reason tomorrow.
Hey, there'll be a hurting Wednesday happening for sure. Well, we can all agree that teachers have a tough job, but especially when they can't understand their students. Listen closely.
And after this, start by step. Now you can steal the bacon.
All I heard was steal the bacon.
Steal, that's what I heard too. The last word, steal the bacon. I don't know what he was talking about. This is Mr. Archelangelo. He's a kindergarten phys ed teacher. Obviously, his kid's still learning how to speak clearly. It's a work in progress. You got to guess sometimes.
Hey, I'm still working on it. So
it might have been some phys ed game where you steal the bacon. I don't know.
If it's not, it should be.
So that's a way to keep kids interested for sure. Well, the phrase sleeping like a baby means getting a good night's sleep, but in reality, this is what a sleeping baby looks like. Yeah, they're all over the place. These parents wanted to make sure their baby was having sweet dreams when they put him to bed.
Oh.
The video showed something else. I mean, he was fully asleep, but it almost was like he was doing a little dance routine there all over the crib all night long.
The perfect music for it. That's my favorite pose.
As long as he didn't wake up, that's fine.
There you go.
Doesn't matter. Yep. Well, a shelter for those fleeing domestic violence has a new lease on life. Coming up, a look at the major renovations after extensive flood damage. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Seeing that Chinook over our Skywatch weather camera right now. It was a gusty day out there, but a warm one as well. I don't think many people were complaining when it comes to St. Patrick's Day festivities. Managed to get to a high of 16 degrees, pretty close to that record that was set back on this day all the way back in 1885. Tomorrow we'll have chances to get into the 17-degree territory, maybe even warmer when we look at the next 24 hours here, brought to you by Action Furnace, fixed right or it's free. Tonight, staying in the positives with a low of 5 degrees, picking it up to 17 degrees tomorrow. I believe the daily temperature record for tomorrow was somewhere in the 18-degree range. So again, there is that potential to even surpass that tomorrow as well. Those winds are actually going to be a little stronger from the west tomorrow afternoon, probably more like 40 to 60 kilometers an hour, very similar to the wind speeds we saw today. In fact, those winds are still pretty gusty right now, so we have some yellow level wind warnings to the west of us and to the south of us, including the Lethbridge area and regions close to the foothills there, with those winds gusting anywhere from 90 to 100 kilometers an hour. So we're seeing the Chinook on the screen right now. What's happening to the west of us is we have this atmospheric river pretty close to where the jet stream is positioned and a low pressure system. Those are working together to bring a lot of precipitation to areas to the west of us in BC. We're protected by this ridge of high pressure, but by Saturday, as this advances, that's when we'll start to cool off and get some mixed precipitation back into the forecast. It'll drive the temperatures down to below seasonal, and then we just hover around that 5-degree temperature norm for the following week. But the days leading up to spring here are looking fabulous in the double digits.
Thank you, Gina. More aggressive driving has been caught on video at the same intersection where a 12-year-old boy was hit last week. The boy's uncle recorded the video in a playground zone. The city has installed a camera nearby for a traffic study. An Alberta man is alive after a spectacular fall from a cliff while riding a snowmobile near Revelstoke. It happened during the Big Iron Shootout gathering on the weekend. And a new Royal Bank survey shows home ownership remains just a dream for a lot of Canadians. Almost 4 in 10 say they worry they cannot afford it. An in-demand Calgary shelter is recovering after 2 separate devastating floods pushed out residents. After a year of renovating, Discovery House is now able to welcome 6 more families fleeing domestic violence. Tim Brooke got a look at the new and improved apartments.
13 of the most in-demand apartments in Calgary were hit hard last year.
The spaces that were flooded are 3- and 4-bedroom spaces, and those are in short supply in Calgary.
Women and children fleeing domestic violence were forced out of their homes after temperature changes caused 2 pipes to burst last winter. 1 year later, Discovery House has a brand new look.
So a year ago, this wall even was open, the pipes were open, this space was damp, we had fans everywhere, drywall was was removed.
Today, 13 of the building's 19 apartments, plus some common spaces, are completely redone. Welcome news for Calgary's in-need families.
So this would be Mom's bedroom.
It's a return to normal, but it's also an upgraded return to normal where people can feel a sense of dignity and hope and have an opportunity to heal from trauma.
Being able to have some stuffies and some books and a cozy blanket in bed at night is a good way to start off a new life.
For families, this second stage shelter is seen as a way to provide a sense of belonging and eventually a path back to their community.
We created a vision for the space that's healing for our clients.
6 families will move into Discovery House later this week. Tim Brooke, CTV News, Calgary.
And to learn more about the work being done at Discovery House, you can visit our website, ctvnewscalgary.ca. BC's Premier says after nearly a year of reaching out to American healthcare professionals, more than 400 have accepted job offers to work there.
That includes 89 doctors, 260 nurses, 42 nurse practitioners, and 23 allied health professionals.
Premier Eby says some of the doctors and nurses have already started their jobs. The province says it is working to streamline how credentials are recognized and help professionals find and apply for jobs quickly. Since last year, BC has received more than 2,700 applications from the United States and says it has already registered more than 1,300 professionals to work in BC. A Calgary-based company took center stage at the New York Stock Exchange today. A team from TC Energy rang the opening bell. TC Energy is marking its 75th anniversary as a company and over 40 years of being listed on the stock exchange. The company employs 6,500 people across North America. Canadian home sales dropped again last month, dragging out a slump that has hit the housing market hard. Here's BNN Bloomberg's Marella Fernandez.
January sales were historically bad, and February sales were down another 1%. The Canadian Real Estate Association says home sales were down 8% last month from February of 2025. Experts say the cost of borrowing is still weighing on buyers and that the harsh winter weather was also a weight on the market. Activity did start to pick up by the end of the month. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down a fraction to 73.01. West Texas Intermediate is up to 95.94. Western Canadian Select down almost $5 to 77.25, and the TSX gained 52 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marella Fernandez.
A Calgary man is charged after a big drug bust in Cochrane. The Mounties displayed the drugs and cash they seized after arresting a man in Cochrane last week. Police say the fentanyl, cocaine, methamphetamine, and carfentanil had a street value of $450,000. 42-year-old Dylan Watson faces multiple drug trafficking charges. Calgary police have charged 3 teens after a stabbing in a Northeast C train station last weekend. It happened near the McKnight West Winds LRT station on Sunday. Police say they believe it happened as the teens were stealing the victim's cell phone. That person suffered life-threatening injuries. We will head to Winsport next. Glenn is watching the World Women's Curling Championship. Warm-ups are underway. He'll have the latest on Team Canada's efforts. That's next. There's Princess Kate marking St. Patrick's Day with a visit to the Irish Guards. Kate handed out traditional sprigs of shamrock to members of the regiment, including an Irish wolfhound. Kate has held the ceremonial role of Colonel of the Irish Guards since 2022. Canada has so far been perfect at the World Women's Curling Championship. Glenn joins us now live from Winsport. Glenn, another win for Team Canada this morning.
Yes, and Tara, Team Canada just getting ready to hit the ice for a very big game tonight against Team Switzerland. Earlier today, Carrie Anderson and her rink took care of Team Italy. We're going to pick it get up in the 6th end with Canada down 4-3 in this game, but they've got the hammer and a chance for a deuce here. Carrie Anderson looking for the hit and stick around. That is a great shot that she makes there. So it's 2 for Canada, and they have themselves a 5-4 lead. Let's go to the 8th end. Game tied at 5. Canada for a chance with a bundle. Anderson, the open hit, looking to stick around for the big 4. This one just hangs on the edge there. Count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Canada commanding 9-5 lead. 10th end now. Italy the hammer, but Canada lying 3. And the only shot Stefania Constantini has is the draw for 1. So that's it. Handshakes after that. Canada improves to 5-0 with the 9-6 victory over Italy. The Italians drop to 1-4. Joining me now, Chief Ice Technician Hans Wittrich, also known as the Iceman. Hans, we were talking, you've been doing this for 45 years. Do you still get nervous when you come into big events like this?
Oh yeah, the first game when we started on Saturday, I was still shaking the same as the day one when I started making ice.
That's unbelievable. Listen, we've had minus temperatures on the weekend. Now we've got plus temperatures. How challenging is that for an iceman?
Yeah, it's actually, it's not as good tonight as it has been for sure. It's the heat's getting to us now. It's over 60 degrees in here, so that's not really what you want. So
what do you have to do? Like, what kind of things can you do?
Well, we have we did get a chiller, but the chiller is not set up quite right yet. We're working on that tonight. So
it's still a work in progress, I guess.
Work in progress, yeah.
Listen, you've been doing it for so long. I watched you guys out there. It's like a well-oiled machine. What does it take to make great ice? Because you've got the curlers out there. They're depending on you, right?
Yeah. Consistency and is what you really want. You want the ice to be the same all the time. The temperatures are the same all the time. And if that doesn't happen, then the ice changes, and that's what we don't want.
Hans, you're from Gimli, Manitoba. So is Carrie Anderson. You were telling me that you and your family have known Carrie for a long time.
Yeah, my wife used to coach Carrie, and I make ice with her, for her quite often at Gimli Curling Club. So
that's very good. Did you know when she was younger that she was going to turn into the great curler that she is today?
No, obviously not.
So what do you think? Has she got a good shot here? Obviously 5-0 right now, curling really well, looking for her first world title.
Oh yeah, she's Carrie's doing well. She has a very good chance of winning this.
Okay, well listen, thanks so much. I know you got a lot of work to do. Thanks for joining us. And again, Canada on the ice against Switzerland tonight. Tara, it's a super big game. Canada 5-0. Switzerland, they won this afternoon. They are 5-1.
That's awesome, Glenn. Thank you. What a small world. Good luck to Team Canada tonight. Okay, final peek of the weather, Gina.
Yes, and I'd be remiss if I didn't go with a St. Patrick's Day theme. We actually got a shout out here. This is Seamus wishing our viewers a happy St. Pat's. He's got the hat, the bow tie, and of course the Guinness. Darren sending this into us through our text line 10400 for our weather window, brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. Now, if you partake in the festivities tonight and you're feeling a little green tomorrow, some good amount of vitamin D in store for Wednesday. Some strong winds once again out of the west, 40 to 60 kilometers an hour, but that helps us get to that high of 17 degrees. Thursday is looking very similar. Ridge of high pressure bringing in those Chinook winds, and once again seeing a temperature in the mid to high teens for Thursday. And that first day of spring is looking fantastic as well, Tara. Mix of sun and cloud with a high of 11. And then, of course, it wouldn't be spring in Calgary if we didn't have a rain-snow mix the very following day.
Do you think all that bright sunshine is going to help a hangover tomorrow? I don't know.
Maybe have the sunglasses.
Yeah, just in case.
Just in case.
Thanks for your company tonight. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.